Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 12th of February. I want to talk about a belief that can move mountains, because that is what Jesus said. He said, "Do your scriptures not tell you, ye are gods? And if you speak to that mountain to move, it will move." What went wrong at the time, obviously, was that the disciples or anybody around him was too focused on him, thinking it was him that, alone, that was doing all these things, that he was in some way special or elevated from the rest of us, whereas he was trying to tell them, and I think at the time he was probably going blue in the face, the kingdom is within you. It is all around you. You are the one. Which they obviously didn't get at the time. And Christians are still not getting it big style. Thinking they're having to wait for Jesus to come back to do it for them, instead of knowing you can do it yourself. You will be given. But that is where we must go, because that is the message that he desperately tried to get across and that nobody really got. Now, what's happening at the moment, I think there's a lot of energy in this world at the moment, and it's showing itself very strongly in what's happening in nature. So I am at the moment, again, caught like a deer in the headlights, staring at what's going on in Santorini, all those earthquakes, and wondering if, the big one will come. As I said, there is a lot of energy in this world at the moment, and I think we are directing it. Yeah, it depends, and it's not only that you want something or you don't want something, or you love something or you hate something. It really doesn't matter. I mean, Jesus himself says in the book of the Revelation, be hot or be cold, love me or hate me, it doesn't really matter, as long as you stare at something with a very strong emotion. Doesn't matter what that emotion is, and every emotion is energy, and if it's focused somewhere, it will do something. So I really think that we are directing the energies at the moment, and we're not doing it wisely. So you might be like me, and I really am talking to myself at the moment, and I'm trying very hard not to do it myself, to get caught in staring at just one event that is happening at the moment, and really staring at it, expecting an outcome that you can do nothing about. Yeah, that's the thing. We're staring at these things, and we're looking, or we're expecting an outcome that we can do nothing about, whereas I'm thinking we are the ones creating it. There's very much something we can do about it. Don't look at it. So it's either natural disasters, or it is people are focused now. I've thankfully kind of snapped out of that one. I'm no longer staring at Donald Trump or Elon Musk, for that matter. To hell with them. But a lot of people do. Again, out of the thinking that we need the one or the few that will take us out of all of this, and we've done that for thousands of years, elevating people, and we are elevating them, through giving them of our thoughts, of our energy. We are the ones elevating them. We are the ones putting them into position of power, and we are giving them the energy. And throughout its history, most of the times, whoever we have elevated ended up or turned out to be a psychopathic megalomaniac. I wonder why. But we keep doing the same thing over and over again. We're expecting it. We just haven't found the right one yet. That will change the outcome. And it won't. So, as I said, there's high energy in this world, and I think we are supposed to direct it. We are supposed to create with it. Yeah? We are, it's raining on everything. Again, it says in the Bible, it rains on the good and it rains on the bad, and, indiscriminately, but we are the ones that can direct it, because we have thought, we have independent thought, we have free will. So what do we do with this? Now, this amount of energy should lead to there being a new world. The creation of a new world. And I was thinking about shifting tectonic plates, rearranging the world, so to speak. And tectonic plates, as I said, which what is going on at the moment in nature with the earthquakes, with the volcanoes, that kind of thought kind of lends itself. So there's two ways to my mind, there's two ways of shifting a tectonic plate or moving a mountain, so to speak. One is a massive earthquake. And I think we've done that throughout human history over and over and over again. Creating the great tribulations, creating the massive earthquakes, creating the massive shifts all over a sudden when all the energy was put together in one point, and then it created a massive shift. And those shifts have always been utterly destructive. Yeah, it was going through great tribulation, it was complete disintegration, and then rebuilding, and the rebuilding was, funnily enough, always done by the elevated few. And then the people on the ground have always wondered why nothing has changed. Really, we need to have our heads seen too, really. Anyway, so that is one way of doing it, to shift a tectonic plate with a massive earthquake. A massive destructive earthquake that will rearrange everything there and then. Another way of shifting a tectonic plate would be by thousands, if not millions, of microquakes. That would also shift the plate. And it is a lot less destructive. I'm not saying there will be no destruction or no tribulation, there will be. But it will be a lot less. More people make it through. Less things will be destroyed. So what would then be the equivalent of the millions of microquakes? If we are to utilize this energy, and again, into belief, into manifestation. And that is, if everybody would concentrate on keeping, on bringing their own house in order for ourselves. Yeah, asking for ourselves, asking for our family, asking for our own immediate environment and belief. Yeah, and then I'm really talking about small things. What does every individual person actually need to change in their lives, for their lives to become better? Yeah, and again, what I'm obviously not talking about is if you are sitting there thinking, I am making myself the next elevated megalomaniac, or I have this merry band of men around me, little group that you are part of. We will become the rulers of the world. Yeah? Nothing like that. Just what small things do you need in your own life to change? And as I said it so many times, if that were to happen in everybody's life, the whole world would change. Not created by one big one, but by thousands and millions of small ones, creating for themselves. And that is really where we need to go. If we are to do this the spiritual way, if we are to believe that we are beings of energies, that we are beings that can direct energies, that we are beings that can manifest realities through the use of energy, which will then become a solid reality. Start in the spiritual to create the solid. So then most of us would not have to shift a mountain. I mean, it looks like a mountain. To be sure, it does look like a mountain if it's depending on money, for instance. It certainly looks like a mountain. If you don't have it, you can't do it. And then it's huge. But what if it didn't depend on money? If it were pure energy, pure manifestation through the direction of energy into an outcome, and then believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Then, believing that is shifting a mountain by itself. But if we could do that, because you see, that is what Jesus was trying to do. The truth should be known by all. All should be at this. Not all becoming the rulers of the world, but all having self-determination in their own lives. And that the way of the spiritual, the way of energy, the way of manifestation was the way to do that. That was what he was trying to teach everybody. And they were all staring at him again like deers in the headlight. Oh, he's the elevated one. He's the chosen one. He is the Son of God. He's the only one. And once he left this place, then the light has left this world and we can do nothing. We're back in darkness. So this is a shift that has to occur, and that is what we need to do. And then our belief has to shift mountains, and the best way of directing energy, the best use of our own energy, is for ourselves. Not to give to some powerful one to make him happy and glorious, as it says in our anthem, send him victorious, happy and glorious. Yeah. And when he's happy and glorious, we're still in the shed. So don't do that. And I think we should stop looking at natural disasters, because I think we are directing the energy. Where our mind is, where our focus is, we are directing the energy. So instead of creating earthquakes and tsunamis, I think we could do something a bit more useful with it. And I was thinking just the other day, and I said before, when Jesus said, "Behold, I knock on the door. Open the door, let me in." The door to your heart. And I was always saying it was compassion that was knocking on the door. Actually, compassion was only the carrier. Those are the angels, those are the messengers, they carry the message. It is really like your mobile phones. You have an energy, or all this, what's going on the internet, all of this. You have got an energy and there's a message placed on the energy. So compassion was the carrier energy. The message on it was the truth, and that is what is knocking on the door, and that is what needs to be in our hearts. The truth. Whatsoever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Your faith can move mountains. That is the truth that he was trying to give to all. That is what is knocking at the door of your heart. That is what you have to let in. And then become that being that knows itself in that way. And I think now would be a good time to do it. Because as I said, there is a lot of energy in this world that we could utilize for ourselves. Each little part bring their own house in order, being mindful of their neighbors, love them as yourself. They have rights too. And then the whole would shift, not by one creating complete destruction and then rebuilding in whatever he likes to have, but by being shifted by all. It will be a lot less destructive, and it will be good for all if we are wise and of sound mind about what it is we're asking for. Anyway, here, that is my thought for today, and I talk to you again soon. Bye.